So anyway, we're going to talk about Section 8. And I started off with a horror story to go along with our theme, to scare you guys.
That's the goal. It's working. I think that there's a stigma for sure on Section 8 tenants. And so, like we talked about last time, educating yourself so you don't make decisions based on fear, right? Because you read somewhere, heard from someone, right? Like educating yourself and understanding what the facts are for Section 8 and the horror stories, right? I mean, those are real. So
what do you learn in the horror stories? There's real lessons to be learned in all of the horror stories, right? And I'll give you a few. Number one, you should probably just go on Judge Judy, because Judge Judy will smack them down, which is fantastic. She kept saying, I don't believe you. And anyway, it was really funny. It was really funny. She's like, I did do the hack marks on the counter, but that's all I did. Judge Judy goes, why did you hack up the counter? Well, I just didn't know. Oh, the place looked like a bomb went off. Anyway, put that behind us. Very good episode, people. Judge
Judy is problem solver, in case you wanted to know.
Section 8 is different in every single municipality. You just have to understand how it works where you are.
Yeah.
And you also need to understand how it doesn't work where you are. And if you're going to rent Section 8, we rent Section 8 in our apartment buildings. It's fine.
Yeah, I've never declined Section 8 either.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it. I just know that I'm going to have to do a little extra checking. And I also know that I'm going to have a property management company that understands how to deal with Section 8, how to get the money, who to talk to over there to get the right reports, and all of the things that you got to do with that particular municipality on Section 8, because they're all different. Having people that know people at Section 8 is a good thing for you. It's a really good thing. So your property management company is really, really important. If you have a property management company that doesn't deal with Section 8 and you're going to accept Section 8 tenants, you're going to have problems. I promise.
Yeah.
You can call your management company should be calling their last landlord and their last two landlords and just seeing what the property was like when they left. And why do you call two landlords, Heather? Why should we call two landlords?
Meaning that Section 8 and the tenant.
Yeah, because, the last landlord may just be super excited to get them out of their property, and they may give them a glowing reference to get them out. They're moving out of their property. But the last one before that, they'll just give it to you straight.
Oh, that's what you meant. I was not following. Okay. Very cool. That's a good idea.
If you get a good Section 8 tenant, it's the greatest thing ever. The rent is almost never late. Now, Section 8 itself will screw up occasionally, Heather. I don't know about you. Yep. I don't know if you've experienced that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of clients experience it too, where they are like, "Whoops, sorry, we just missed that payment. We'll get that out to you," and it's 2 months late.
For 4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, we still owe you the money. We're sending it. Don't worry. Yeah, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Or I've also seen it where somebody buys a property with a Section 8 tenant in place, and Section 8 just doesn't pay anybody the rent because you didn't fill the form out exactly right, or something else happened. The good news is they will back pay you. I mean, they will back pay you all of that money. But boy, while you're going through that, it's not fun. It's not fun. It's very similar to the ramp payments right now with the COVID-19 thing. I mean, I think we had some go 6 months and they finally paid us. They paid us all the back rent. But it was a lot of money because we let those people live there. And we could have evicted them all because they said they were going to pay, and then they hadn't paid and hadn't paid and hadn't paid. At some point, You got to go in there and make a little bit of noise. And that's where I was saying knowing someone at the Section 8 office is a good thing. Having a good working relationship with the folks down at Section 8 is a good thing.
Yeah, I had one of our rehabbers say something really interesting about working with Section 8. They said, Heather, we are following up to get this payment that's due to your client, but we have to do it the right way because we can't be rude. We have to be super kind and polite, like kind of like walking the line that they know they need to walk to make it happen. And I thought that was a really interesting insight because I'm over here going, holy cow, how hard is this? Like they owe you money, just get them to pay. And they're like, yeah, we're working on it. Our rep,
And so they know Section 8 and they know how hard they can push and they know who they can talk to. So if you have a Section 8 property and this ever happens to you, don't freak out.
Yes.
The one good underlying thing is you will get your money. It may take a hot minute, but you will get your money. They always pay and they back pay. So it just requires a little bit of patience sometimes. Okay.
Yes. And coming out of the pandemic with, not being able to collect rent or evict people, Section 8 was golden, man. It was for the tenants that were paying for sure, So
now, having all of your portfolio in with Section 8 tenants is a really bad idea. Just like having all your eggs in any basket is a really bad idea. And I will just give you a for instance, okay? Not to scare, but to prepare.
Yeah.
Right? In Kansas City, way back in the day, early 2000s, Section 8 was on this system called the point system. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a system like this, but in Kansas City, they had the point system. The point system was based on trying to get Section 8 tenants to have nicer properties provided for them. So if you pointed out your house, you got the top end of the rent. And then depending on how many points you got, you could get all the way down to the low end of the rent. And you would get points for things like ceiling fans and, stuff that is an upgrade, right, for your house. You get so many points per bedroom, yada, 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 right? So they had this point system. Well, the point system paid an absurd amount of money. I mean, it was absolutely absurd. There's no way on the normal real estate market that you would get anywhere near that much money. I mean, it was out of control. But people had built their entire businesses around this point system. And then overnight, Section 8 came in and just said, you know what? We're going to go back to market rent. Just like that. And hundreds of properties went under because they had all bought these properties based on the cash flow from the point system that went away just like that.
Wow, that's interesting.
So the rent never stopped coming, but it did change amounts. So if you're in a municipality that has some kind of a crazy rent schedule like that, you might pay attention because they can change it anytime they want. And there's literally nothing you can do about it. So being completely dependent on Section 8, I don't think is a good idea. That said, I, and Heather said it too. I mean, we both have Section 8 tenants, don't have any problem with them. And for the most part, really don't have any problem with the horrible damage that was on Judge Judy.
Yeah.